Hey, what's going on guys? Nick from Soho Motorsports, and this time we're talking about Malik's 2016 Nissan GTR. Let's talk about what kind of power put down because we upgraded turbos and did E85. Malik's 2016 Nissan GTR. So Malik bought this vehicle from another individual that had already modified the vehicle and was unsure what kind of modifications it had done to it. So he brought it to us to see what had been done to it and wanted to see if he could make more power. Let's talk about those options, and if not, what can be done to kind of emphasize it and make it more efficient, the actual vehicle itself. So let's talk about what was on the vehicle when it came in. So when the vehicle came in, it had stock turbos, full exhaust, including downpipes. There was a massive exhaust leak on the downpipe that we had to repair, and as we were taking off the downpipe, we noticed that a few of the studs on the stock turbos had failed and we weren't going to be able to repair them, which is a very common issue on the GTRs. A lot of times if you have studs that are on the turbos, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, and you try to take a nut off of the actual stud, it tends to break. Sometimes the break is fixable, sometimes it's not. In this situation on Malik's GTR, we were not able to fix it. So at this point we asked him, hey, either we do upgraded turbos while we drop the motor, or we go and basically replace the stock turbos. As with any car enthusiast, their answer is always going to be, let's upgrade the turbos and make more power. So we did that. He was able to source a BoostLogic 750X turbo upgrade kit, and that's the kit that we went with the upgraded turbos. The vehicle itself already had, like I said, full exhaust components on it. It had fuel, it had basically an upgraded intercooler, it had intakes, it had a speed density kit, it had a flex fuel kit from Visconti. Regarding the fuel, it had upgraded Visconti twin 450 fuel pumps. So with us not knowing the condition of the pumps, we went in there and replaced the pumps as a caution to basically ensure that we had brand new pumps in there, because we were unsure of the life of the pumps that were in the vehicle. Especially when you're running E85, you want to make sure that the pumps themselves do not fail, especially when you're doing high boost pulls. So with those options, it had 1050cc injectors. However, it had the old style EV1 injectors. We upgraded those to 1300cc injectors. Those are going to be a great option for when you're going to E85 on the GTR. So that is what we did in regards to the fueling system. Another common issue that was on this vehicle that is seen in a lot of the GTRs, that rattle that you always notice at low idle and low speeds. So what happens with that is the shaft inside the bell housing will tend to move around. There's also a bearing failure in the actual bell housing, so we upgraded to the ATR bell housing. That resolves that issue. While we had the engine out, we decided to upgrade that bell housing as well. So that is everything that was done to this vehicle to give you an idea. Let's discuss the ultimate question everybody wants to know. How much power did this vehicle put down? So upgraded turbos are always going to be a great upgrade to the GTR, just because you can keep the torque where it needs to be in regards to the stock transmission, and then you have the power on the top end. So on pump gas, this vehicle put down 627 and 584 foot-pounds of torque at 17.3 psi. So that is going to be great power. Look at the power band, how nice it comes in and how it carries. Normally on GTRs, they'll come in, they'll hit real hard, and they'll fall off on the top end. Upgraded turbos won't do that. Even in the Qs, you upgrade the turbos, you're going to have the same kind of concept where you have power pickup all the way to red line. So upgrading turbos is always good. You keep torque low, you make more power. Now, we put some E in this vehicle. We got the E content to around E50, and we bumped up the boost on the E content. So around 19 PSI, this vehicle put down 712 wheel horsepower and 641 foot-pounds of torque. So we were still able to keep the torque below the limit of the stock transmission, which is around the 650 wheel mark, 650 foot-pounds of torque mark. So keeping it below that, ensure the transmission is going to last. You have the top end power, you have the torque sustain. And so a lot of people will always say too, hey, why is this vehicle running rear wheel drive on the dyno? Well, we disconnect the front drive shaft and allow it to run in rear wheel drive to allow us to dyno these vehicles. So this vehicle is going to be a very fun car. It was a very fun car. I mean, I drove it. That car was very fast. And so he'll enjoy it. I don't expect to see him saying, oh, I'm okay with this power. I expect to see him next year wanting more power. As with anybody, they get the bug, it bites them, and they want more and more and more power. So to wrap everything up here, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and wish everybody a Happy New Year, and we'll catch you in 2025.